In this video I'll be talking about how to determine if a vector field is conservative or not conservative in case of 3 dimensions. So let's say we are given the following function and we want to determine if or whether or not it is a conservative vector field. So the theorem states that in case of 3-dimensional functions, a vector field is conservative if and only if the curl of f is 0. So what is curl of a function f? So let's say f is the function f1 comma f2 comma f3, all functions of x, y and z. Then the curl of f is the determinant. So it is not exactly determinant because these operators partial x, partial y and partial z, these are operators, these are not functions. So so let's say you are taking the determinant of this, then it is actually equal to you just calculate the way you will calculate the determinant of any function, a determinant of any matrix. So let's say this is I cap times so you know how to calculate determinant I cap, and you cover this row and this column and then cross multiply them. So this will be partial y of f3 minus, so usually if there were numbers we would multiply them, but here instead of multiplying them we apply the operators, apply the operators partial z on f2. So that is how this is done. So minus j cap. Now dou x times f3 is nothing but the partial derivative of f3 with respect to x minus so we have f1 dou z, which means dou z of f1, which means this is the partial derivative of f1 with respect to z. So this is not exactly multiplication, this is the operation of this is taking the partial derivative with respect to z of f1. So it is just written in this fashion so that we can remember it, but this is not exactly determinant. But you can always write it in these terms in order to help you remember. So plus k cap times here we have partial derivative of x of f2 with respect to x minus the partial derivative of f1 with respect to y. So this is the curl of f. So so if this vector is 0 for all x, y and z, then we know that the vector field given in 3-dimensional case is conservative, and if it is not, then it is not conservative vector field. So let's start with our example. If you want to find out if this is a conservative vector field or not, just find out the curl and show that and determine whether it is 0 or not. So I suppose there isn't sufficient space here, so I'll just cut this question out and I'll calculate the curl of f here. So as we notice from here, f1 is the first component, it is e to the power 2y cos z, and f2 is equal to 2x e to the power 2y sin z, and f3 is equal to x e to the power 2y cos z. So the curl of f, if you substitute f1, f2, f3 in this formula and get that the partial derivative of x, partial derivative with respect to z, f1 is e to the power 2y cos z, f2 is 2x e to the power 2y sin z, and f3 is x e to the power 2y cos z. And you want to evaluate this, well, start with I cap times so partial derivative of this function, so I'll just write it down, dou y of x e to the power 2y cos z minus dou z of 2x e to the power 2y sin z excuse me minus j cap of minus I'll write this down here, minus j cap of and you want to cover this this row and this column, and then you will have this times this minus this times this. So this is dou x of x e to the power 2y cos z minus dou y of e to the power 2y cos z plus k cap times plus k cap times this is dou x times so you cover this row and this column and then you cross multiply these terms. This is dou x 2x e to the power 2y sin z minus dou y of e to the power 2y cos z. And now you can calculate these terms. So this is equal to so you want to differentiate this with respect to y, so that means x and z will remain constant, so this is equal to 2x e to the power 2y cos z minus, so this is you treat x and y as constant, so 2x e to the power 2y remains constant. Take the derivative of sin z with respect to z, you get cos. This is 2x e to the power 2y cos z, and this is the I cap component. And for j cap component, you evaluate this term. This is equal to x e to the power 2y cos z minus the partial derivative of this function with respect to x will be e to the power 2y cos z minus the partial derivative with respect to y will be 2 e to the power 2y cos z. And for k cap we have 2 e to the power 2y sin z minus 2 e to the power 2y cos z. So as you can see, the I cap component is of course 0, but the j cap component is not 0, because we have minus e to the power 2y cos z here, and similarly this is also not 0. So the curl is actually minus e to the power 2y cos z j cap and plus 2 e to the power 2y sin z minus cos z k cap. So this is obviously not equal to 0, so that means f is not conservative vector field. And we have a similar question. So let's say f is equal to e to the power 2y sin z, 2x e to the power 2y sin z, x e to the power 2y cos z, and so the question is it conservative? If yes, find out the scalar function, find out the potential function. What is the potential function? So f is e to the power 2y sin z. So this is the function f, and as you know the theorem, we have the theorem that f is conservative if and only if the curl of f is 0. So since the domain of this function is entire R3, so that means which is a simply connected domain. So we don't need to go into this part, we just need to check if the curl is 0 or not. So we'll start with the curl. This is I cap, j cap, k cap, and dou x, dou y, dou z, f1, f2, f3. So f1 is the first component of the function, which is e to the power 2y sin z. The f2 is the second component of the vector field, 2x e to the power 2y sin z, and f3 is the third component of the vector field, it is x e to the power 2y cos z. So we want to find out if the curl is 0 or not, so let's calculate the curl. I cap, j cap, and k cap here. partial x, partial y, partial z. f1 is e to the power 2y sin z, f2 is 2x e to the power 2y sin z, and f3 is x e to the power 2y cos z. And you want to find out the curl, so we'll expand it here. So this is equal to I cap times partial x 2x e to the power 2y sin z minus sorry, so we are taking I cap, so this is equal to I cap times partial y of this function x e to the power 2y cos z minus partial z 2x e to the power 2y sin z minus j cap. So you cover this row and this column, and then you take the cos ratio of this term. So this is partial x e to the power 2y cos z minus partial z e to the power 2y sin z plus k cap. So this row and this column will be cut off, and then you take the cross ratio of this term. This is partial x 2x e to the power 2y sin z minus partial y e to the power 2y sin z. So this is equal to, so for I cap, the partial derivative of this function with respect to y will be, so you treat x and z as constant, so you get 2x e to the power 2y cos z minus, so again here you treat x and y as constant, so you will have 2x e to the power 2y cos z. So clearly the I cap component is 0 minus j cap, and again you do the same thing, so we'll have e to the power 2y cos z minus e to the power 2y cos z. As you can see, the j cap component is also 0 plus k cap, this is 2 e to the power 2y sin z minus 2 e to the power 2y sin z, and similarly the k cap component is also 0, so the vector is totally equal to 0. So that means the curl of f is equal to 0. So that means f is a conservative vector field. Now we want to find out what is the potential function for f. So we'll note down f again. F is equal to e to the power 2y sin z, 2x e to the power 2y sin z, x e to the power 2y cos z, and so f is equal to, let's say if so we know that f is a conservative vector field, so it will be equal to the partial derivative of the gradient of some function f. So we want to find out what this function is. So fx has to be equal to e to the power 2y sin z. So that means f has to be equal to, you integrate this with respect to x and add a constant with of add a function of y and z. So this is equal to, you want to integrate with respect to x, so this is equal to x e to the power 2y sin z plus some constant, so plus some function of y and z. Next you have the following equation. So this is the first equation. The second equation is that fy is 2x e to the power 2y sin z. So that means f has to be equal to, you integrate this with respect to z, y, and you have a function of x and z. If you are unable to understand this calculation, you may want to watch the video about gradients which was sent earlier. I have done similar calculations and explained them in more detail in those videos. So this is equal to, and if you still have any doubts, you can mail me. So this is equal to 2x sin z e to the power 2y by 2. So this is x sin z e to the power 2y plus some function of x and z. Similarly, so this is our next equation, and finally we have that fz has to be equal to x e to the power 2y cos z. So that means f is equal to integration x e to the power 2y cos z with respect to z plus some constant of x and y. So that means f is equal to x e to the power 2y sin z plus some constant function of x and y. So these are our three equations, and now we'll play match up with them. So this is 1, 2 and 3. As you can see that x e to the power 2y sin z is common in all of them, and there are no other functions of either yz or xz or xy in any of the three equations. So that means these are all equal to 0. So that means the function f, the potential function f, is nothing but x e to the power 2y sin z, and you can check that f is actually equal to the gradient of f. So that is how you calculate the potential function in case of 3 dimensions for a conservative vector field. So in the next video I'll be talking about line integrals, and you'll also find the problem for the week in that video.